What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight... Haha! Alright, we're coming back to Motorhead. Yes, indeed. Motorhead fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi-bobbidi-bob, do me a favor. Before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from MC Photography 8357. Wow, what a name. And anyway, yeah, so MC Photography 8357 wanted to see me react to this. It is Motorhead doing their cover of the David Bowie song, Heroes. Now, have I heard the song before? Full disclosure, yes. Yes, I have. I've heard the original. Heroes, I would put Heroes, honestly, in my top 3 songs from David Bowie. I love this song. I think it's one of the best songs he ever wrote. It's been used in movies, television, commercials, you name it. I guarantee you, everybody's heard this song at some point. I was aware that Motorhead did a cover of this, but I've never listened to it. And this is gonna sound really weird, but the reason I've never listened to it is I want everybody to hear me out here. I love Lemmy's voice. He has a very distinct voice, and it absolutely fits Motorhead, without question. I couldn't imagine anybody else singing a Motorhead song. Having said that, I don't know how Lemmy's voice is gonna sound on a David Bowie song. I've seen it pop up here and there, and I've been tempted, and I've been like, no, I don't know, man. I have some trepidation about this, I really do. But here's the thing. This was in the queue, and I did my reaction to Till Lindemann with Apocalyptica doing Helden, which is their version of the David Bowie song, Heroes. And people in the comments were like, I'm surprised you haven't done the Motorhead, or they were asking me, what do you think of the Motorhead version? I'm like, I haven't heard it. Like, you should do a reaction to it. And I'm like, well, let's see if it's in the queue. Oddly enough, it was in the queue. It was sitting about the 500 range. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do something that I don't normally do. I'm going to take a request out of the queue and I'm going to bump it up for no other reason that I want to check it out. So I'm being selfish here for a change, okay? I'm going to do this one for me. But still thanks to MC Photography 8357 for putting it in the queue, because I'm going to be honest with you folks, if it hadn't been in the queue, I wouldn't be doing this. So it was in the queue, I just bumped it up. And I feel good about doing that because, like, people have said in the comments every now and then, like, if I do this like every, 2 or 3 months, take a request and bump it up for my own personal enjoyment, there's no harm in that. I still feel like there is, but you know what? I'm going to do it, and I'm going to see how it turns out. Hopefully nobody complains, but I guess we'll wait and see. Anyway, this was posted by Motorhead Official, shocking, and the video has 68 million views. Wow, I'm actually a little surprised that the number's that high, but I'll take it. Yeah, it'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Motorhead Heroes, David Bowie cover. I don't know how Lemmy's gonna sound on this. I was told the first 10 seconds to skip, and I saw why. It's logos, and logos can sometimes lead to copyright issues, so I get it. I got no problem doing it. I don't anticipate any waterworks. But then again, every time I see Motorhead or I see Lemmy or anything like that, I get a little, you guys have seen me bawl like a baby during the Sabaton cover of 1916. So I have my handy polishing cloth from Planet Waves. Thank you, Planet Waves. They're not a paid advertiser on the channel, but I've been endorsed with them as a musician I've been endorsed with Diodario for, 12 years now. And Planet Waves is part of the Diodario family. So thank you, Planet Waves. Thank you, Diodario. And they don't endorse the channel or anything like that, but they endorse me personally, and I appreciate that. But I have this ready just in case. I don't anticipate waterworks, but you never know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Let me in the middle. Oh no. Dang it.
I will be king, and you shall be my queen. For nothing will ever drive them away.
Oh.
But we could be them forever and ever. Yes, we could be heroes just for one day. And you are insane. And I am the same. 'Cause we're lovers, and that is the truth. Yes, we're lovers, and we are the proof. No, nothing will keep us together. We can stop time forever and ever.
Oh, the harmonies.
Yes, we can be heroes. What do you say?
Oh, guitar solo. Time out. Ah, dang it.
Are you crying?
Ah.
Are you crying? There's no crying.
I had a feeling. And I'm so glad. I thought ahead. Boy, was I wrong. Was I ever wrong?
No crying.
Lemmy's voice is perfect for this song. God, why didn't I see it? God dang it. This is so good. His approach, okay, in all fairness, his approach is not your typical Lemmy approach. It's not your typical, upper, pushing, belting it out style. He's definitely more of a reserved style. Kind of like he did on 1916, a much more reserved and held back delivery. I didn't think about that. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Why didn't I think about that? I don't know. because his delivery on this is great. That harmony that I heard, was not expecting that. That was nice. That was really nice. Feels good, sounds good, nice feel, nice drive, nice energy. Honestly, folks, I'm loving everything about this. And, yeah. It's, it's always good to see Lem and the boys. Anyway, let's keep going here. Mickey, this boy. Designing every single one themselves. Oh, those harmonies. Bomber. Great ending. What if they did that ending simply for the music video? Murder One. There it is. Was that live? Or was that applause track? Ha! Credits. Yeah, roll them. Yeah. You would think after all these years, you would think it would get easier. No, actually, I think it's actually getting harder as the years go by. All right. I need to get myself composed. Let me get my thoughts together and let me get myself together. Let me get myself composed here. And I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Motorhead with their rendition of the David Bowie classic tune, Heroes. This was a request from MC Photography 8357. Cool. Okay, before I give my score, I need to go through the spiel. I have to do this in every single video for the entire month of March to hopefully get as many eyes on it as possible, get as many people in the fan base to see at least one video during the course of the month of March to see this explanation. So hopefully everybody will see it, everybody will understand it. and then I can stop doing this because I don't want to keep doing this in April or May. I hope it's just this 1 month and that's it. Okay, now if you've seen this spiel before about the scoring system and everything, guys, seriously, skip forward about 5 minutes. You're going to be right about where you need to be, okay? All right, so let's talk really quick before we get to the score. We need to talk about a couple of things. Topic number one, we have gone back to the old scoring system, okay? We're back on the original scoring system, so I have no problem with that. I am perfectly fine with that. You guys voted, 2/3 of the vote said, go back to the old system. So we are, and I got no issue with it whatsoever. One of the main reasons that I went to the 5-star scoring system was to make things a little bit easier to understand and a little bit easier to comprehend. And a lot of people were opposed to it, and the main reason that people were opposed to it, and it's a perfectly valid reason, was that they were afraid that there was going to be too many 4-star ratings. There was going to be too many bands, too many songs getting 4 out of 5 stars. And guys, look, your argument is absolutely valid. I'll be honest with you, I could have seen the exact same problem happening as well. But here's the thing, going back to the old system, that problem already existed in the old system. If you go back to the beginning of the channel all the way through, over 2,000, I can't believe I've done over 2,000 videos in the last like 4 years. Yeah, I know, Rick. I saw that number, I was like, what? I've done 2,000 reaction videos? What? So anyway, 2,000 videos, guys, and out of all of those, I would say about 2/3 of those scores that I've given on the channel have fallen between 7.4 and 8.6. I think that's a pretty accurate assumption there. If you think about it, in a 7.4 to an 8.6 range, I know everybody right now is doing the math in the head and they're going, well, that's 13 different scores. That's different than just giving one score. Here's the difference. 1 score out of 5. Okay, that's 20%, right? Versus 13 scores out of 100. That's 13%. That is a smaller window. It's more concentrated than a 20% range. So that problem already exists. That already has happened. Now, I did say during the live stream that if we go back to the old scoring system, I got no problem doing it, but if we do go back to the old scoring system, I have got to make a change because we don't want that problem to happen, right? So we're back on the old scoring system and I have made a change, and the change is very simple. I have to be harder. I have to be tougher. I have to make it more difficult to get those higher scores, to get those 7s, 8s, and 9s. Getting a 7 now is going to be hard. It's going to be pretty tough. Getting an 8 is going to be really tough. And getting a 9, I'm going to be honest with you folks, it's going to be pretty much impossible. I mean, getting a 9 now, if you get a 9 now, you earned it. You absolutely earned it. So that's how it is. And every single reaction I do is going to start at a 5. Before I even push play, it's getting a 5. And it can go up, or it can go down, or it can stay right about in the 5 range. But the 5 is going to be the median range. It's going to be the starting point. It's going to be the average. So guys, 5s are average, okay? It's okay, all right? So please keep that in mind. Point number 2, during the live stream, people were suggesting that to make things more accessible and to make it easier to understand, along with the numeric score, give other types of scores that would correlate with that numeric score. And I was like, why didn't I think of that? God dang it. I am so glad I did that live stream. If for no other reason, for that reason, was to get that idea. Guys, I'm not the be-all, end-all, say-all, know-all. I'm not. And sometimes I need people to wake me up and, kind of shake me a little bit and go, hey, you didn't think about this. And then we go, oh yeah, you're right, I didn't think about that. Why didn't I think of that? So for those of you that were at the live stream and suggested this, thank you, because you guys, seriously, you brilliant. Thank you for opening my eyes. So here's how it's gonna go. I'm going to give the same score 4 different ways. You're going to get the old school numeric score. You're going to get a scale rating like great, really good, pretty good, okay. You're going to get a star rating. Yeah, we're keeping the star rating. We're going to incorporate it. So 5 stars, 5 out of a possible 5 stars. And you're also going to get a letter grade for those of people who just can't seem to get their minds out of elementary school. So you're going to get 4 different ways: numeric score, scale score, star rating, and letter grade. If you cannot take one of those 4 and interpret it and internalize it and understand what it stands for, then guys, I can't help you. I'm sorry, I just can't help you. The best piece of advice I would be able to give you, in all honesty, you might want to think about going to another channel. This is probably not going to be the channel for you. Okay, that's all. I'm done with the announcement. Now we can get to the score. I am going to hold on to this. I am, because I don't anticipate using it, but then again, I didn't anticipate using it. I didn't think I was going to need it during the video either, but I had it just in case. Boy, am I glad I did. I don't see myself needing it, but you never know. Not when it comes to me and Motorhead. Okay. Now, before I get my score, I just want to remind everybody, I've heard this song before, okay? I've heard the David Bowie version many, many, many times. I think it's one of his top 3 songs he's ever written. I love the tune. I love the original tune. I had never heard the Motorhead cover, though. So this was a first from the standpoint of a cover. So having said that, I am not taking the songwriting of the original song itself into account here in any way, shape, or form. I am basing my evaluation of my score completely on the cover, on what Motorhead did with the song, okay? Please keep that in mind. Now, having said all of that, let's keep this short, hopefully. And hopefully with no crying. That would be nice. Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 7.6. Yep, 7.6. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Probably one of the best, I'm going to take that back. Probably the best cover of Heroes I've ever heard. I like the Till Lindemann Apocalyptica version. I do. It was different. It was unique. I liked where they went with it. Motorhead took it in a different direction. They went full-blown rock and roll with it, and I dug it. I dug what they did with it. They kept the emotional aspect of the original song. They did keep the emotion. They did keep the message, but they took it in a more rock direction, more edgy direction, a little more raw direction, which I absolutely can appreciate. The drumming, I mean, Mickey D is, without question, one of the most solid drummers that you will ever find in rock and metal, without question. He's played with a number of people. I remember when he was playing with King Diamond when he played, he was the drummer for, I know he was on Fatal Portrait. I don't remember if he was on Abigail. I think he was. I think he and Timmy Hansen were on Abigail together. And I think after that, they left. I don't remember who took over the drums for them and for Conspiracy, but I remember specifically he was the drummer for King Diamond for Fatal Portrait, and I'm almost positive he was the drummer for Abigail as well. He's been with a number of different bands. He landed the gig with Motorhead, and man, what a great drummer. What a great drummer for Motorhead. Solid, absolutely rock solid drummer. Phil's guitar playing fit the guitar solo, in particular, the guitar solo really fit the context of the song. He can play a lot fancier than that. He can. He can play, man. The guy can shred when he wants to, but he is such a tasteful player, and he did not play a solo for the sake of trying to be impressive. He played a solo that fit the context of the song without question. Lots of subtle bends on sustained notes, Some ghosting notes were really nice in there. I dug everything he did. Absolutely. Lem's bass playing, unique. He plays bass like a guitar. It's called, his argument was always, it's a bass guitar, so I'm going to play it like a guitar. Well, yeah, there you go. It works for him, man. He absolutely makes it work, and he makes it work for that Motorhead signature sound. What really impressed me beyond anything else with this song was the thing I was most scared of. I love David Bowie's vocals on the original song Heroes. And I had a lot of trepidation, a lot of hesitation hearing Motorhead do it. I've known about this cover for years. I've known about it. I've been aware of its existence for the last, like, I don't know, like 7 or 8 years. I've known about it. And I've never listened to it. And I know this is going to sound stupid, but I just didn't want... Okay, I'm just going to say it. I didn't want to hear Lemmy's vocals ruin one of my favorite David Bowie songs. Okay, that's what it really came down to. Nothing against Lemmy. I love the guy. I absolutely do. One of my idols. And honestly, I don't know if he would have said the same thing, but I did consider him a friend. I hung out with him at the Rainbow a number of times. And he actually remembered me. He actually remembered my name. We've had a number of conversations over adult beverages, and just talking about everything from music to philosophy to life. Just an absolute G, man. The guy was just as real as you could be. He didn't try to pretend to be anything he wasn't, man. One of the things I really kind of admired about him. And I have the utmost respect for him, but I didn't want to hear his vocals potentially ruin one of my favorite David Bowie songs. Boy, was I ever wrong. Oh man, was I ever wrong. After hearing it, man, it's all because of his approach. Lemmy took a very subdued approach, much like David Bowie did with the original recording. I was kind of envisioning him taking a vocal approach with something like, like he did for Iron Fist, or something like he did for, No Class, or, Bomber, or something like that. I was expecting, more projection, more power, more push, upper register. Instead, we got this laid back, relaxed delivery like he had for 1916. And I'm sitting there going, oh my God. I've been missing out this whole time listening to this song because I was scared. Shame on me. Absolutely shame on me. His vocals on this were outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. Fit the context of the song and the sound and the tone that Motorhead was generating, while at the same time paying homage to the original with that spoken word, laid back delivery, spoken word style, but with notational singing. I dug it. I absolutely dug it. And those harmonies, every once in a while, not overly used, but every once in a while throwing in those harmonies, man. Oh God, it sounded good. Brought a tear to my eye without question. Well, okay. Tears came to my eyes for a number of reasons. Number one, it's Motorhead, and I miss the guys, man. I do. I miss getting the opportunity to see them play live, and I'll never get to see them play live again. It's a bummer. I am so glad I went and saw them while Lemmy was still alive. I'm really glad I went to the shows, plural, that I went to. And I'm really glad I got the chance to get to know the guy to boot. Just an absolute nice guy. But on top of that, the delivery of the song was gorgeous. It really was. It was well done. Impressive, I wouldn't go that far. And I struggled, man. I wanted to put this up in the 8s, man. I did. I wanted to give this a higher rating. But I couldn't do it. As much as I wanted to, I couldn't justify putting it up in the 8s. I just didn't have the leg to stand on. So I kept it to 7.6, which is honestly, from an objective standpoint, right where it belongs. So Yeah, I feel good with that score, and that is where we are going to stay. I didn't need it this time. Thank God. Cried enough during the reaction. Anyway, wrap it all up here. We got a 7.6. We got a really good scale rating. We got 4 out of 5 stars, and we got a B+ letter grade. Take your pick. I don't care. Whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score. I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later, peace.